Hi, everybody. Todd Isherwood here. You've made it. Week 7 of Wentworth's Project Planning, Scheduling, and Control course. This is exciting. I know that you've put a lot of hard work in this course over the last 6.5 weeks, and I want you to finish strong here. Hopefully, you have absorbed all the techniques to become a better project manager in the future. As I said in the beginning of this class, if you take this class to heart, you will be better equipped to get through college, which is a project in itself. Use what you've learned and apply it. Most other students will wish that they had these techniques to help them get through college. And like I said, these are just valuable tools that you will take with you in your professional career in the future. So, the last week, chapters 15 and 16, two big topics: international projects and project oversight. So, like I said, the last assignments finished strong. Read chapter 15, chapter 16. There's a PowerPoint to review online. It's 2 assignments, and this is your last week to participate in the discussion board, so make it robust. There's a quiz, and then let's get into it. International projects. You'll learn to describe the environmental factors on international projects. Working in different countries, and I've done it in different environments. It's a lot different than the United States here. And between different countries, there are legal and political differences. There are security issues to consider, geography, weather, infrastructure. Infrastructure can be a challenge sometimes. It's not the same in a third world country, possibly getting goods from point A to point B on a superhighway that may not be there. Obviously, there are cultural differences. So these are the things that you'll need to know for your projects, for what, where, when, and how all these items will impact the delivery of your projects. You'll also identify methods for international project site selection. Site selection is important. Countries have different standards. So wherever your project lands, you need to learn what those standards are, what those laws are. And there may be different rules, different costs, like I said earlier, different politics. And, how will you evaluate what is similar and what is different? What meshes well and what doesn't mesh well with your organization that you're working for? There's going to be some cultural shock, and you'll need to know and you'll learn how to deal with that. Of course, you'll have to examine cross-cultural project management considerations. Remember, we talked about how important it is to understand organizational culture in Chapter 3. I had mentioned that if you learn the culture of an organization, you'll better understand how they operate. It's no different internationally. You need to know the cultures, the different cultures that you're going into, whether it be China or Mexico or some other country. They're going to be different, and you need to consider these cross-cultural issues. You'll need to know and learn, how is your project going to be perceived in that country? How are you going to be? How is the country that you represent going to be perceived? And how's that going to impact your relationships? Remember, project management is about relationships. Well, how are you going to learn these things? Where are you going to learn these things? Obviously, the internet is fantastic. You can Google a lot about countries and companies overseas, but it's also good to talk to some of the other project managers that you work with and how they dealt with these considerations, these cross-cultural considerations. Of course, you can also go to the library and learn about these things, but again, it's out there, and there are ways to learn that. The next big topic in the final one in this course is project oversight. You're going to learn how to illustrate the different project oversight methods. And this is really looking at how your company or your organization organizes projects. It's about the standards for which your company organizes, distributes, and accounts for its projects, and you need to learn that. Of course, somebody needs to organize the organized chaos called projects, and there are different methodologies to do that. Does your company provide some sort of oversight at an organizational level or at a project level? It's important for you as a project manager, to know what the standards that you're going to be measured up to, the procedures. What are the accountability methods? How are projects efficiently allocating their resources within the organization? And how are projects looked at for improvements? What's the continual improvement process for projects? That's all a part of project oversight. Some companies use the portfolio management oversight method. Some of them use the project management audit method, which is called PMO. And I've seen that. And it is a project manager who manages project managers. It's quite fascinating, and you'll learn about that. And then lastly, you'll learn how to describe phase gate oversight. This phase gate oversight was really kind of developed in the product development industry. It is taking projects down assembly line, and at each phase of the assembly line, the product is reviewed and determined how it needs to be improved, whether it should move forward or whether it needs to go backwards. Now that's been transferred over to project management. It's called phase gate oversight. And again, it's about each phase of the project or each gate, and it helps the project manager assess the next step of the project. It's a way to evaluate, or I should say review, evaluate, document the outcome, maybe even kill the project. And again, it depends on the organization you work with, but this is a methodology that you'll learn. And so that's it. This is the end of the course. Of course, it's not the end of the course for you. You've got one more week. I want you to end strong. It's been a pleasure working with you and getting to know you. Don't let up on the gas and do all your assignments this week, because, in the end, these fundamentals will help you become a great project manager in your specific industry, wherever you decide to land. Practice them now. You are a student, so you can apply these to your academic pursuits. Apply them to your next course. Apply them to your next class project. Hey, it's a project. You can apply these methods to it. And apply it to getting your degree now, and of course that future degree if you decide to go to the next level. We'll see you out there on LinkedIn. Hopefully you'll create a great profile. You'll be recognized in your industry as a professional. Put down this course as something that you've learned, and that join some of those professional organizations. Join a project management organization and there are several out there. And so I'm wishing you the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing you out there in the working world. Take care.